And if someone came into your business now, a referral or something like that, and they were thinking about how do I set myself forward? I mean, what were the key pieces of advice that you would give to a CEO of a mid-sized business that was looking to transform digitally? What would you say the key elements are to bear in mind?
It's a good question. I think as we mentioned earlier, we're probably past the, I don't want to say past the peak because that's got so many different connotations now, but we're in a world now where many businesses are already on Office 365 or G Suite, or already using cloud services. One of the things which I think is important now, as we look at things like Microsoft Teams, for instance, which is a huge growth area for Microsoft. And it was pre-corona, it was already an area they're putting huge amounts of investment in, because what Teams does is create not just, it's interesting that Zoom actually has taken probably the lion's share of the public psyche, I suppose, in terms of online meetings.
It's interesting to talk as a layperson. We have Teams, which we use for our internal conversations, because it's easier, like I've got them all in the directory. We have Zoom, which I use for these types of conversations, because it's kind of easier to kind of speak to someone externally in a kind of conversation.
That's a really common, it's a really common position actually, that's come out of this. But interestingly, Teams can absolutely be used with external parties. You can have phone numbers added into conference calls. You do need to, there's an extra service for that people might not know about. But again, it's just about, as a business, if I was as a non-technical business, if I was looking for how can we better work together, these are the sorts of things which it may be that you've rushed into Teams or you've rushed into 365. It's about utilizing now that investment. So, Office 365 is not very expensive. It's an operational cost. It ticks on. But how we get most value out of that is to look at the other elements. So, for instance, not to come back to Teams, but it's the one where I think we have the most opportunity. We have tools like Planner, which is effectively project management, a bit like
Slack type thing.
Yeah, a bit like Trello and Slack, if you like. So you have certainly the Slack element, which is a chat-based communication. For those that know Trello, it's more of a almost a bulletin board, a job board way of managing things. And Teams has elements like that, like Planner, like Tasks, which is more like a to-do. They actually bought a company called Wunderlist, which I manage everything with to-dos now, with lists. And it used to be obviously lists on a bit of paper that everyone does. Using Planner and Tasks, what you can do is take your projects, create them to tasks, assign them to people, assign them to multiple people, in fact, check in on them, communicate as a team using those tasks, and then it all comes back to the plan. Some really nice tools without necessarily going out and getting another third-party application to do a lot of this stuff. You can find it now baked into Teams. Shift patterns. We run Shift Pattern, and actually only a few weeks ago started using Microsoft Shifts, which is again just a tab that appears in Teams, allows you to create shift patterns, allows guys to go in there, select the shifts they want, and then filter through to calendaring and alerting like that.
And that's the thing, it's driving that kind of communication, isn't it? Through it's a communication tool, but I guess what you're saying is it links into a number of other different kind of business management elements that are useful, whereas, let's be honest, Zoom doesn't. So it's about having those different conversations. And I'm sure that Google have probably got an option on, like you said, on G Suite that probably does quite a lot of the stuff, or you could build something on AWS, and it's really about speaking to someone and understanding what's best for them, what kind of cloud services they've already got, what sort of environment they've already got.